Welcome back. You tune into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso, only on SABC3. Thank you for choosing in. Right now, we're talking about flowers. And you know what? Flowers are part of the most important occasions in our lives. They are present in birthdays, funerals, graduations, weddings. So it's no wonder these blooms get an event created in celebration of their beauty. Now, the Royal Horticultural Society Chelsea Flower Show is a garden show held for 5 days in May on the grounds of the Royal Hospital Chelsea in London. As one of the world's most prestigious gardening events, it's attended by more than 150,000 visitors, including members of the royal family as well. Now, a quick couple of highlights of this year's show included synchronized swimmers in old-fashioned swimsuits swimming in the M&G show garden, the Queen and Prince Harry receiving a guided tour by Matt Keithley, who designed a garden for Prince Harry's charity called Centerbale Hope in Vulnerability. The garden also featured natural South African planting, can you believe it? And then rocket science in the Discovery Zone, where the Royal Horticultural Society teamed up with the European Space Agency to send rocket seeds into space. Now, these seeds are to be returned to Earth and grown by over 500,000 school children as well. I think a very cool initiative. And also the 150th anniversary of Alice in Wonderland, the British flower industry, and also the Brits' love of tea was celebrated with a giant oversized teapot pouring flowers into a large teacup. And then also a spectacular display of Thailand's Nong Noot Tropical Botanical Garden, which showcased floral pagoda and elephant sculptures set in the Great Pavilion. Now, the team from South Africa, from the South African National Biodiversity Institute at Kirstenbosch, have been exhibiting at the Chelsea Flower Show for the last 40 years, and this year they were awarded with a Silver Gilt. And joining us this morning, we have David Davidson, one of the designers who are here to share in the achievement. David, thank you so much for joining us. Let me just shake your hand, man.
Pleasure, thank you.
Once again, a Silver Gilt. What exactly does that mean?
Well, it means 9 out of 10 as opposed to full marks.
Okay, awesome.
Which we don't always get. We never expect to get it, in fact. A gold medal is 10 out of 10, but we already have 33 of those. So.
Yeah, well, 33 of those. Like I said, showcasing for 40 years now. You've been there for 22 years, you told me as well. But I mean, let's quickly talk about this. I mean, you knew from the get-go. I mean, there's some very tough competition going into this showcase as well. We're talking people like Jo Thompson, where she created a stunning main avenue garden featuring a double oak frame building, natural dipping pool, soft, elegant flowers and plants. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. How do you even begin to prepare an exhibition knowing that you are faced with such stiff competition?
Well, I think everybody who comes to Chelsea is doing the same thing. They're all doing the very best they can, which is why it is the most prestigious flower show in the world. Also, happily, it's not a competition in the sense that if the judges were to have to compare over 600 entries judged at the show, I don't think there'd ever be a result. So each exhibit is judged on its own merit.
Okay.
And you can get up to 10 out of 10 in that judging. But what sets ours apart really is the fact that we keep it exclusively authentic by using only South African indigenous plants. And that sets it apart from all the other exhibits.
Take us through quickly. I mean, this is the kind of exhibit that you guys had this year.
Our 40th commemorative exhibit was really just a composite of a number of other previous displays that we've created, just little cameos of those. Plus, we had a feature on the front corner here, representing plants South Africa gave the world. Because we see many South African plants in many of the other exhibits, and oftentimes gardeners who are very familiar with them don't know that they actually come from South Africa originally. Wow. So that's there to just remind them who they need to thank for what they have in their gardens. And for the rest of it, the important things, of course, are always the big feature plants, and that's quite a mission getting those to the show. But we take everything with us.
I mean, this is absolutely breathtaking. Let's talk logistics for a second here. I mean, here you had to fly a whole lot of plants over to London. You know, what was that? I mean, it must have been quite a challenge. And I heard also some of the plants actually didn't make it there.
Yes, it always is a huge challenge. And it's a huge disadvantage in a sense for us, because most of the other exhibitors can just nip back home and get another plant if the flower breaks off or something like that. Whereas we have just one pop at it. And this year there was a whole chronicle of little mini disasters, which in the end amounted to no real issues at all. There was a misspelled Latin name of one of the plants on one of the lists supplied by the Department of Agriculture, for example. And they all resolved themselves and evaporated in the morning mist, but only 3 days after the plants had arrived, which left us exactly 1 day to create the exhibit.
Yeah.
And then at the airport at Heathrow Cargo, they couldn't find one of the units on their system. So we never received the most important feature plants for our exhibit this year.
Yeah, but I mean, you still walked away with that incredible award.
We were absolutely astounded. We actually asked to withdraw from the judging, but the judges said no, they would take the circumstances into account.
Okay.
And in fact, the president of the judging panel told us afterwards that if we'd had another 3 or 4 hours, to just tweak things a little more, we probably would have got a gold. So clearly we've been trying far too hard in the past.
You guys are doing, we are so proud of you for flying the South African flag so high. David, thank you so much for chatting to us, man. And once again, congratulations to you and your team. We are so proud of you. And I guess we can say already all the best for next year.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Definitely very, very cool. I think one thing is for sure, we can boast with, you know, living in one of the most beautiful countries in the world, but we can also say that we have some of the most beautiful flora in the world as well. I mean, just look at this right here. David, once again, thank you so much. Stick around with us. Here's lots more to come in your Feel Good Breakfast Show.